y'all, welcome to my channel, Sandy Toe Tarot. My name is Laura. It is a pleasure to be with you guys today. I do have some exciting news. Brigh, publishers of tarot cards, has a new deck out. It's called the Native Spirit Tarot. And they have asked me to review these cards on my channel. I am more than happy to do it. I love tarot cards, and I'm especially interested in this particular deck because it does have a Native American kind of tone to it. And I spent, as many of you guys know, I spent about 20 years out in Oklahoma, which is a huge Native American country, and I learned a little bit about their traditions, not a whole lot, but because they are kind of protective of their traditions, as well they should be. But I did learn a little bit about the Native Americans, and I have so much respect for them and for their culture, and I love their traditions that involve the earth. And you know, the earth, Mother Earth, is very important in their traditions, and it's very important to them as a people, which is kind of, I think, what we're going back to, because we're realizing they were right all along. But anyway, I'm very excited to review this deck. I was contacted by a representative of Brigh, Antoine Ruckland, and he asked me to review these, which, like I said, I'm very happy to do. I am not endorsing them in any way. I did tell them that I would give an honest review, and I will provide information for you guys in case after going through the cards you say, wow, I like those, I want to get some of those. I will give you the information on how you will be able to get a hold of them. So as I'm going through this review, I will have the camera down so that you can see the cards easily. You'll want to see those more than me. I will be comparing them to other cards because that's kind of just the best way to get a feel for tarot readers, because you know, those who like tarot cards and like reading tarot cards, they know about there's just like certain decks that people know about, and there are things that are important to me to see in a tarot deck that would not be important to other tarot readers. So I have my own take on tarot and what I like to see in cards. So this is just my opinion about these cards, and I'm excited to see them. So let's get right into it, and we'll take a look at these, the Native Spirit Tarot by Brigh Publishing. So welcome back, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and open up these cards. The first thing I see on this deck is that they look like a regular size card deck, but we'll take a look at that here in a minute. Not a regular cards like the whole playing cards, but a regular tarot size card deck. Wow, good thing I got some fingernails. Okay, so here we go. So exciting. Minimal packaging. I actually like that because people package way too much stuff. Put too much packaging. Ooh. Okay, so let's just compare these card size to the universal weight, which I think most people are very familiar with the universal weight deck. I don't want that card to be on the bottom. I want a happy card on the bottom. Okay, so it looks like those are pretty much the same size. Yeah, they are exactly the same size. So very cool. This is a good size for me to be able to shuffle, so I like that already. I'm not going to shuffle them because I'm tempted to shuffle them because I'm so used to doing that, but I want to look at them first. So it does come with a book. The book is based on tarot interpretations by Arthur Edward Waite, who interpreted the Rider-Waite deck, the most popular tarot deck, in 1909. So let's just take a look at this book real quick. I want to see what I notice right off the bat. It's modified, expanded, and edited by Philip Young, PhD. Talks about some spreads here, some tips, and then it goes right into, okay, so there's not a lot of, just a few spreads, some tips, a little bit about the tarot and what it is, and then it goes right into the interpretations for the cards. I'm just going to go through a couple of this. The full meaning represents a leap of faith, the beginning and ending of a major arcana journey we all take through life. We are the Fool. Therefore, the Fool archetype is about curiosity and open-mindedness, going with the flow of life and managing our way through the unknown. So that is a classic definition for the Fool. So these cards look like they are numbered exactly like the Rider-Waite Tarot. The names are the same as well. Let me just, before I say that for sure, let me just go through here. Yes, the names are exactly the same. Okay, so let me look at the minor arcana real quick. Okay, I'm going to say this is Wands, Cups. Okay, so arrows instead of swords, and coins instead of pentacles, which is pretty common. So I'm going to say this is a pretty classic tarot deck with the 22 are major arcana, and then the 20 and the 56 minor arcana. The major arcana looks to be the exact same. The meanings, I'm going to say, are probably very similar. I would, just read this book thoroughly just to make sure. To be able to say that for sure, I'd have to read this completely. But it looks to be that the meanings are very similar from the traditional meanings in the tarot deck. Okay, so let's start looking at the pictures and the artist. Let's see, I wrote down some information about the artist. He is a Belarusian artist, which in Belarusia I think is now called Belarus, and that's in Eastern Europe. His name is Max Mittenkov. And so obviously he is not Native American himself, but he just has an interest in that culture, and that's why he created these cards to kind of play homage to the Native American spirit, and that's why they're called Native Spirit. So let's just see what we got here. So I am not able to zoom in too well on that, so I'll just hold them up for you to see the images. Got the Fool, the Magician, High Priestess, the Empress, Emperor with buffaloes. I'm just looking at the images here. I'm really the Hierophant, the Lovers. So I'm really kind of interested in how he did these people. The Chariot. Wow. It almost looks a little bit like claymation. A little bit. Strength. They're really cool. muted colors, I would say. And I'm also noticing not only does he have the Native American images in there too, but also the things around the Native American culture, like the plains. You can definitely see the plains. You can see the eagle. You can see the buffalo in the background and all this stuff. So that's really very fascinating. The Wheel of Fortune. It's pretty. Justice. The Hanged Man. Death. Move this lamp and see if maybe that doesn't help that glare on there. Temperance. Devil. Wow. Oh, the tower's a fort. Oh, wow. That's interesting. The star. It's pretty. The moon. Oh, wow. A face in the moon, like a Native American, and that's another thing about Native Americans. Really don't like to be called Native American. They were clannish, so they really identify more with their tribe. So and there were so many tribes. The sun, sunflowers down there, very big out west. Judgment. We've got the flute player. Not sure what they called that flute. Maybe a flute, I don't know. The world. Okay, so the world's the final one in the major arcana. So my first impression of this art is it is very people focused. Definitely pays tribute to the Native Americans. You can tell that this artist likes the Native American culture. The art itself is kind of muted. Colors instead of, like bright and vibrant colors. And I don't want to say it has an ominous feel to it, but some of these cards, it is very the word. There's definitely a respect there, but some of these cards, it's like almost otherworldly in the art. An element of more magical and less realistic, I guess you would say. That's how I would describe it. Okay, let's take a look at the wands here. Mystical, that's it. That's what it is. It has a mystical look to it, the art. Okay, so the Ace of Wands. I'm gonna turn it this way so I can, oh, I just noticed that. I like that. I like the back. It's very Native American inspired. Okay, 2 of Wands. 3 of Wands. Okay, so he's, ooh. So that ship would be 1700s. That's like a galleon. That would have been like when, maybe 1600s, like when the first Europeans were coming over here. That's interesting. 4 of Wands. Dancing. 2 male and female dancing. Underneath the, some kind of, I don't know what they called these poles back in the day. Maybe, I mean, like it's a maypole, but it's not really a maypole. But it's like underneath this very old-fashioned arbor. Is that what you call them? An arbor? Something like that. I can't remember what the name of it. 5 of Wands. 6 of Wands. Very much a victory there. 7 of Wands. Defensive, holding your own. 8 of Wands. New inspiration. 9 of Wands. 10 of Wands. Very, very heavy. The art, I think, in this deck is very, very heavy on the Native Americans themselves, on the people. And less the people themselves and less about what's going on around them. Okay, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands. Okay, that's the Wands suit, which y'all know is fire, energy. Let's look at the cups. Just trying to get a feel for them. You got to get a feel for your cards, before you can start reading them. Ace of Cups. It pays an homage to the original Rider-Waite art there. A little bit similar. 2 of Cups, coupling up. 3 of Cups, partying, celebration. 4 of Cups, dissatisfaction. What? That looks like maybe a chief, a tribal chief. 5 of Cups, mourning. This looks like in Arizona with the red rock behind it. 6 of Cups, children, childhood nostalgia. 7 of Cups, can't make a decision. 8 of Cups, walking away. 9 of Cups. That's interesting. Take, satisfied, satiated. 10 of Cups, happy family, happy life, happy home. Okay, so let's look at the people. Okay, you got the Page of Cups, which has a fish. That guy has a fish in his little cup there. The Knight of Cups on a horse, bringing a cup. The Queen of Cups is holding the cup. She's out by the water. And the King of Cups is out by the water too. So there you have the cups. All right, arrows instead of swords. So that's cool. That's a Native American take on the Rider-Waite deck. So ace, 2 of arrows. Wowza. 3 of arrows. That's very dramatic for 3 of swords. 4 of arrows. 5 of arrows or 5 of swords, which is a conflict card. 6 of arrows, moving on to brighter days. Seven of Arrows. Thievery card. That's interesting. Eight of Arrows, being blocked in. Nine of Arrows, anxiety. 10 of Arrows. Stabbed in the back. Okay, let's look at the Page of Arrows. The Knight of Arrows. Wow, look, that's an action. He's on that horse. He's riding hard, isn't he? Warrior spirit there. Queen of Arrows. And the King of Arrows. All right. Let's get the coins. So you got the Ace of Coins. Two of Coins. That's an interesting take. I like that actually. Three of Coins with a totem pole. That's nice. Four of Coins. Having enough. Five of Coins. Poverty card. Six of Coins. Seven of Coins. What is that in the tree? I don't know what those are. Apples? It's kinda... I don't know what those are. Maybe apples. No, apples don't grow. It's on a bush. Oh, those are coins. Duh. What are they supposed to be? Eight of Coins. Nine of Coins. Ten of Coins. Page of Coins. Knight of Coins. Queen of Coins. And King of Coins. Okay, so what I will say about some of this art is it gets really dark sometimes. So you can't, even though you're really focusing on, it really is people focused and not so much scenery around the people. It's some of the cards get a little bit so dark that you can't really tell what you're looking at there, the symbolism in the card. So I will say that. Okay, let's talk about the card stock. It's actually pretty good. I think that it's gonna last pretty well. Let's compare it to the... Okay, so I think it might be the same or a little bit thicker than my universal weight tarot deck, which that's pretty good card stock. So this is probably even a little bit better card stock. They shuffle pretty good. They're not sticky. Like new cards, they're a little bit slippery, but I think that'll go away. So I do like the way they shuffle. Okay, so here's just my takeaway on this. I think these are pretty nice cards. I love the tribute to the Native American spirit, to the tribes in North America. I like that it's heavily focused on the Native Americans themselves, but I would like to see a little more scenery in the cards, because all of the things that are going on around the people, there's symbolism in all of that as well. So me personally, I would like to see more action in the cards and stuff going on around these people. And then some of them for me are just a little dark. Like it's hard to tell what the scene is supposed to be. It's so dark. And that, you know, might just be my eyesight, but if I'm seeing it that way, other people are going to be seeing it that way too. So that is my take on these Native Spirit cards. I do like them, and I guess because of my time in Oklahoma, they do kind of have a special place in my heart because of that. Because when I could see using these when I get nostalgic for Oklahoma. And like I said, I don't have time to read this for this review, like right now. But to me, it looks very similar to the regular Rider-Waite meanings, and though it says it was adapted, modified, expanded, and edited by Philip Young. He has edited it down, I will say this, which it's going to make it easier for somebody. If you've never read tarot cards before, this would be, you know, probably a pretty good place to start because it is so succinct. It tells you the meaning, the symbolism, upright and reversed, but it's very small. Like a regular book about tarot cards, each chapter is going to be pretty long, you know. Like my tarot Bible, I'm not going to tell you what that is, but I have mine. I think everybody has their favorites, like go-to. It would be very long. So if you've never read cards before and you would like to just quickly learn how to read tarot cards and just get started, I think actually this book is probably it would help you. It would be a good way for you to do it. Just because it is very succinct. I am seeing some differences in the meanings, just going through it real quickly. So, you know, you learn to read tarot cards over time. You start here, and then you learn from this person or that person, and from reading this and from reading that. You just gain knowledge over time with the tarot and from your own intuition as well. So, yeah, I like them. I think it might be a good beginner set for someone with this booklet, because I think it's very clear. It's very easy to read. So that's all I have for the Native Spirit Tarot. You can get them on the Brigh website. I think they're about $24.95 from what I saw. Don't quote me on that in case. I think they might do some wholesaling as well as retail. So don't quote me on that. It's about $25 though. And their website is dabrigh.com. And if you do end up getting this particular deck of tarot cards, put a comment down below and let me know how you find them. Overall, it's a nice deck. I like it. And until next time, I'm sending you lots of light and love. Namaste.